Okay, true believers, Englentine here. This is one of those things. Now, it's an older article, about, what, 3 weeks old now, that I just got a hold of, and it's one of those funny things that somebody had to go out and do, because you just can't make this stuff up. Honestly, you just... If this didn't happen, I would never have thought that, holy crap, a porn site is going to trademark the phrase, cosplay is not consent, but they did. Now, the site is called Cosplay Deviant. You don't have to go over and check it out. I checked it out, and you would think that a bunch of hot girls dressed sexily in cosplay or halfway in cosplay would actually really be enticing to a geek like myself. And you would be right. A bunch of hot girls would be. But that's where deviant cosplay tends to have their problem. That being said, for this video, I tried to find the best models to show off. So anyway, let's get going. Stemming from an increase of online social media posts in mid-2012 onward regarding cosplayers being harassed and assaulted at conventions, including posts by cosplayer Megan Marie and Mandy, the groundswell had already begun, and it led up to a viral piece by sushi killer Ellie Schweitzer. Yeah, okay, that sounds like somebody who would be making and maybe eating a whole bunch of sushi. On 6-Bit Sirens, which was published on April 3rd of 2013. Since then, through community efforts by cosplayers, convention goers, and various organizations, most events include harassment prohibitions and rules posted on their website and often on banners and signs around conventions. I'm all for that. You know, like I said, it needs to be one sentence. Don't be a dick. That should be the policy. Don't be a dick. Cosplayers, don't be a dick. People looking at the cosplayers, don't be a dick. That's the only rule you need. Don't be a dick. And this has been going on for a number of years, but now some folks have noticed that the phrase has been trademarked and was officially registered exactly 1 year ago on November. It just kills me. I love this. This is absolutely fun because, you know, part of the militant feminists like, they're looking at me. And now a website that's just designed for women to be looked at owns this shit. Given that not many people have been aware of any association between the movement and deviance, there's been some surprise and wondering what this might mean. Earlier today, well, of course, back in, November 22nd when this was posted, Dorner posted an official statement on the matter. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Let's see what that is. The trademark was filed in 2016 when I was contacted by a large convention asking to buy the page from me. This raised a major red flag. We, however, have been spearheading the movement since 2013. I purchased the domain for Cosplay Is Not Consent in January of 2013. This can be seen looking up those who is info. Okay, hold on, guys. Next time, Bleeding Stool, get yourself a proofreader. Read things out loud, because I think whois is supposed to be who is info. First example of cosplay deviants pushing the movement would be the flyers we paid $5,000 to insert into every bag at Anime Expo 2013. We've also hosted panels at conventions around the U.S. and have worked directly with conventions in helping to create policies that protect their attendees. Our trademark is simply in place to prevent people, namely conventions, from abusing the movement and potentially profiting from it. An altruistic porn site. Who knew? There had been some rumors running around online that deviants had been attempting to charge conventions for the use of Cosplay Is Not Consent trademark. I spoke with Dorner earlier today and he said, "We have never asked for a cent in regards to using the Cosplay Is Not Consent trademark." And he had more to say in an email he supposedly sent to convention runners. Dear convention runner, recently we took notice of a number of conventions that enthusiastically use and promote the Cosplay Is Not Consent movement within their show policies. We think this is outstanding and commend these events as they are. Guys, God, edit. As they are supporting a safer and more comfortable environment for their attendees. In an effort to help manage and minimize improper use of the term in regards to the overall movement, the phrase Cosplay is not consent has been trademarked by Cosplay Deviants LLC. To be clear, we have no intention of stopping your usage of the phrase or your promotion of cosplay is not consent. We would, however, like to advertise your show's compliance in helping to provide a safe environment for cosplayers and attendees alike through our combined social media, newsletter, and educational panels. If you plan on continued use of cosplay is not consent trademark, please sign and return the attached form at your earliest convenience. We greatly appreciate your support of the Cosplay is Not Consent movement and look forward to working with you and helping to create a safer, more welcoming environment for attendees around the world. Sincerely, Troy Dorner, CEO, Cosplay Deviants LLC. So even if you take him at his word that he's not going to be charging for people to use this, there's still more hoops to jump around. And now, personally, I would crumple it. I'm sorry, cosplay is not consent. Bye-bye. Have a good day. No longer need you here. Go away. We'll figure something else out. It's not the only way to say, don't grab a cosplayer's boobs. As a matter of fact, that's one way to say it. Or another one, don't be a dick. Dorner indicated that it was not their intent in general to go after conventions legally for use of the mark. He didn't indicate what would happen if they refused to reply to their form, unless a convention was making branded products with a trademark, e.g. making t-shirts saying cosplay is not consent. When they asked if they would pursue conventions who use the phrase, he replied, "Not at all. Our aim is to prevent anyone, companies or individuals, from profiting on the movement. Any merchandise we have created for the movement has been given away for free." And this would be interesting if this is the case. I would love to know if this is the way they're going to go forward. Once again, personally, just because of the extra hoops, I would drop it. But it is nice to know, or at least, to hear that they're trying just to make this a movement and not trying to profit off of it themselves. It would still leave you to think, then why do this? But once again, maybe it's all about control. He indicated that their moves towards filing for the trademark was due to a convention having approached him to purchase the domain, expressing that the fact that it had been offered raised a red flag, whether the red flag would be that someone would own the phrase and attempting to leverage it, like they are doing, or that it meant that there was money being left on the table that they could go after a portion of the proceeds remains to be seen. Now, here's the thing. Now, once again, I'm going to play devil's advocate and say, let's pretend like deviants are being altruistic. The convention that grabbed onto the domain themselves would automatically own that, and it would only be at that convention. So by an outsider holding on to it, then I could see that no one convention can take it over. So in that case, it's good that a third party has it. Deviants' claim to have originated the phrase would seem to be wrapped up in their ownership of the domain name cosplayisnotconsent.org, owned by Deviants. It was originally registered on January 7th, 2013. The website doesn't appear until May 19th of the same year, so one of these things is not like the other. Obviously, the trademark filings itself claims that the January 7th of 2013 was the first use of the phrase, and we're still hunting to see if they got the nod for having used the phrase in context first. Now, I don't see why this would be a problem. I have quite a few domain names that I do not have websites for, so that doesn't mean they didn't own it. And even if they were the first one to coin it or the first one to buy the domain, that doesn't mean they have to be the first one to use it. By that I mean, of course, the phrase in context. The sheer ubiquity of the phrase of the movement for conventions to be said, you know what, come on guys, seriously? What he's saying here is that the phrase cosplay is not consent is supposed to be helping people. And because it's supposed to be helping all people, it seems weird that any people should lay claim to it. Now, of course, the cosplay deviants seem to be going for an altruistic state of existence for the phrase cosplay is not consent. So therefore, why should anybody own it in the first place if they're not going to stop people from using it? That's what this entire thing is, but it's so filled with one, useless words, and two, lack of commas and punctuation that it gets lost when you try to read this particular paragraph. Excuse me for ranting about the article and not the subject of the article for a moment. I apologize. And so Bleeding Cool says, hey, we're going to keep you updated, and immediately they found an update. And it turns out that we have found a video, thanks to Pointer Meredith Placo, titled My Cosplay Is Not Consent, featuring an unnamed cosplayer, which was uploaded back in October 19th, 2011, so that may run counter to the initial claim. Well, okay, that's fine, but if she didn't trademark it, that means the trademark's still out there. Or maybe this will just have my words thrown right back into my face, considering I am not a lawyer. Update number 2, in comments from a former intellectual property paralegal experienced in trademark law, they pointed out that filing class of the trademark is 41, which means education and entertainment services. In the filing, it notes, cosplay is not consent. Cosplay is not consent, IC 041, US 100, 101, 107, GNS, have no idea what that means. Training on the proper preventative and responsive methods for inappropriate behavior by and towards attendees of fan conventions, first use 201301007, first use in commerce 201301007, standard characters claimed. This would indicate that if the trademark was used on a shirt and sold but claimed not to be educational in intent, it may be a suitable defense. I, however, am not a paralegal in trademark law, so maybe somebody out there let the internet solve this and tell us exactly what that means. That would be awesome. However, like I said before, it seems like if they're going to be altruistic about this, like the article says, why even bother trademarking it unless they wanted to get something out of it? On the other hand, if they are, then it's not harming anybody. I just think it's funny because, like I said in the opening, that this entire website is all about the male gaze, and yet they're using a phrase that part of the whole problem is the male gaze. Cosplay is not consent would be something if it only stuck to touching, but they go a little bit further. Now, I can understand it's kind of creepy to have somebody take a photo without permission. Okay, but if somebody's standing there getting photos done and somebody walks up, okay, sure, that also happens. I've done that before. But I don't think there should be any touching, but just looking, which has also been complained about as part of the consent thing. Sorry, gang, if you're in an outfit like this and you're out in public, and most people are not bothered by the fact that guys look or even take pictures. But if you're out there, stop bitching, stop complaining. You want to not be noticed at a comic book convention? Don't cosplay. Easy equation. I've been to a lot of conventions. When I didn't cosplay, I wasn't noticed. Easy peasy. But that's just my opinion on the whole subject. What is yours? What do you think about an adult website owning cosplay is not consent? I'm sorry, I still find that funny. It really is. It just flies in the face. And I certainly appreciate it. I love this. I love it because it smacks third wave feminism right upside the head. At the same time, they really do seem, or at least by these words, they do seem to want to make sure it's all about the movement and not just make money. And whether or not you agree with the movement, that particular action is commendable. Just going to lay that out there. So anyway, let me know in the comments below whatever you think about all of this stuff. Also, here comes the pitch. If you like what you see, you want to see more, click like, share, of course, because that gets word about the channel around. And if you haven't done it already, click subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around here sometimes. Not a lot, but sometimes. Also, this is the way we make our living, so if you don't mind helping us out, go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till. Help us keep the lights on. Help us keep making videos like this for you. We certainly appreciate everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all the true believers who just want to see Thanos playing Nintendo with a power glove, thank you very, very much for watching.